Hi guys, I've got a really quick page for you today in my coffee traveler's notebook. So I am starting with my photo, which I have printed out just slightly smaller than full page. I knew I wanted to use the 6x8 Chasing Adventures pad from Jen Hadfield, and obviously those are only 8 inches tall, so I printed my photo 8 inches high so that they would match. They're going to have this little white border around the page, but I kind of like it. That's, you know, I've styled the whole page based off it, so I printed the photo to be the same size as the piece of paper that I have cut that I'm going to do my stamping on. Now before I go ahead and start stamping my sort of title, I've got this Altenew stamp. It's sort of a, what do you call it? Like a coffee stain, and I'm just going to stamp that onto my background paper with some Versamark ink. I've prepped this paper first with a powder tool, and I'm just going to use some clear embossing powder. Now I wasn't sure how this embossing powder would work. It's literally about 15 years old at this point, and I hardly ever use it anymore. There's only a tiny little bit left in the pot, and I wasn't sure how well it was going to work, but it actually worked really nicely. So I've just done that 3 times onto my background paper, and I love the kind of texture it gives. It doesn't stand out too much. It just gives this really nice coffee themed, obviously, texture to my background. Now I'm going to stamp my title onto this paper here using the Red Bank Alpha from Kelly Stamps. Now this is a little sneak peek for you. This alpha does not get released until the 23rd of March, so depending on when you're watching this video, I will leave the link down below in the description box for the Kelly Stamps store, and the stamp will be available on the 23rd of March. That's Australian time. So I'm just stamping out my title, which is How Many Cups Are Too Many Cups? Because as you know, I'm a big coffee fan, but this one particular day I ended up collecting 8 different cups from around the house. And although I drink a lot of coffee, 8 cups is just a ridiculous amount even for me. So I think it was the next day I collected up all these cups and had them sitting on the bench and thought, whoa, Diane, this has got to stop. And so I took the photo so that I could write this story down and remember, too many, there is actually a number that is too many. So I'm using this Thick as Line guide. I grabbed this in my latest haul. In fact, a lot of the stuff's from my latest haul, the paper pad, the little coffee stamp. So if you haven't seen that, I will link that up here for you to go and have a look at all the stuff that I grabbed. And this line guide really helped. You know, I struggle a lot with trying to get my stamping straight, and although this isn't perfect, it certainly made a huge difference to me in how I was able to line up so many lines of stamping rather pretty good, I think. I was really pleased with how this turned out. It is a really delicate vertical sort of font that these stamps are, so it was going to be really noticeable if it was all over the page, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. So that's a plus for these line guides. Now I'm also going to grab out the Red Bank number stamp set because it's got some punctuation on it, and I did want to add a question mark in here. And then that is my title done. I'm going to add a tiny little piece to the bottom of my title. I guess it's not really journaling because I am going to add some extra journaling in, but I just added a little line of typing onto there before I stuck this back into my notebook. And you can see where I stamped the first word many over top of the embossing that I had done. It didn't stamp properly. Now I hadn't planned for that to happen, and you'll see some close-ups at the end here, but I really love the way that it turned out. It just makes that coffee watermark sort of thing stand out so much more than if the stamping had worked over top of it. I used my Jelly Roll pen, my white pen, to just add a tiny bit of journaling about the story into one of the cups at the bottom there. Really love the way that that worked, and that Jelly Roll pen works really great on my photos. And then I just, as you can see, I just keep adding stuff to this page, but I decided to add in the numbers. Why not make a feature of how many there are here? So I've added 7 and then 3 little dots for the ellipsis at the end, and then I finally call this very simple page done. Don't forget to check out the Kelly Stamps release on the 23rd of March. There are 3 really great stamp sets for you to choose from, including this Red Bank Alpha and Numbers set. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye guys.